Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning to my dear students and welcome back to your physics class, and this is your physics teacher again from United Public School. So students, in our last session we have completed our activity 1 and 2 and we have filled the blank in table 1, right? So actually my point is, in this chapter, we will morely discuss about the reaction of acid and reaction of base and salts. As you all know, what are the salts? When acids reacts with base, it gives salts. Okay? Acid reacts with base, then it will give salts. So no doubt about that. We will discuss about those three things in this chapter. But our more focus will be on the acid reaction. Okay? This was my point of saying to you. And let's start our lab activity, our today's session with lab activity. So when you are doing lab activity, first of all, what you will need to do? Firstly, you need to make a target. What is the target? To attain the target, we are doing the lab activity. So you need to follow some procedures like this. Firstly, you need to सेट अप योर टारगेट, द एम. ओके, एम और टारगेट एक ही मतलब है. आपका ये लैब एक्टिविटी करने का क्या मकसद है? हम लोग को फर्स्ट मकसद मतलब टारगेट और एम को रख लेना. देन वी नीड टू टेक सेकेंड स्टेप, दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड मटेरियल. टू attain the target, to get this target we need some materials. So that is, we need to write required materials. What are the materials we need to require to do this lab activity. Next, thirdly, we need to follow some procedure in the sense step by step 1 2 3 step by steps. We need to follow a series of steps, not one मतलब आगे पीछे नहीं, एक particular steps right now. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, as a particular steps we need to follow, that is procedure. Fourthly, we need to observe. By the doing this step by step procedure, what we have been observed, the observation should be right over here downwards. Next, fifthly, the inference, which means conclusion. मतलब इतना जो एक्टिविटी करें आप, तो उसमें क्या कंक्लूड करें? लास्टली, व्हाट यू हैव बीन जजमेंट बाय दिस एक्टिविटी. सो व्हाट इज योर जजमेंट शुड बी राइट ओवर हियर. ठीक है. So let's start with the aim. Before going to that, our this reaction should be the reaction of acids and bases with metal. Okay, the reaction of acid with the metal and the reaction of base with the metal. Then what we will observe, we should know that in our classes. But firstly, our today's session, our reaction will be with the acid with the metal. Okay, not with the base and the metal. The reaction will be acid with the metal. So starting with the aim, to observe the reaction of acid with metal. So here the reaction is between acid with metal. Then what you will conclude, we will see. To get our aim, we need some required material. What are that? Required material should be test tube. This is the test tube. Next, delivery tube. This is the delivery tube. The test tube के ऊपर इस delivery tube रहता, वो उसको delivery tube बोलते, which means gas will pass through that delivery tube. Next, we need glass tub. This is the glass tub. The delivery tube will be inserted in this glass tub, which is in the gas which will be released by the test tube will be passed in this glass tub. Okay. Next, we need candle, the lighting candle, and we need soap water. This is the soap water, not soap, soap water we need in this activity. Then we need dilute HCl, not concentrated HCl. As we all know, HCl is a acid, so we need to dilute that HCl acid. Okay. And we also need zinc granules, which means zinc pieces. Granules in the sense zinc pieces. We need zinc granules, and cork, which means the covering test tube is nothing but cork. So this is our requirement. Let's start our procedure. First of all, we need to set the stand. Okay, एक टेबल के ऊपर stand रख देना चाहिए. Then we need to adjust a test tube to that stand. Okay, we need to place a test tube to the stand. Okay, in a horizontal manner, which means in a straight manner. After set up our stand, we need to add 10 ml of HCl, dilute HCl, to this test tube. Okay, 10 ml of dilute HCl should be added, and we need to add some granules, zinc granules, to the HCl which is present in the test tube. Zinc granules should be added in the test tube. Then we have to place a delivery tube. We have to cover this test tube by this delivery tube. This is the cork and this is the delivery tube. Okay, and this is the glass tub, and we have to add in this glass tub soap water which we'll take, right? Should be add the soap water in this glass tub. Okay, so after adding zinc granules to this HCl gas, what you will observe, as you can see, this is the pieces of zinc and this is the solution of dilute HCl. As you can see here, you can observe the bubbles coming out on the surface of the HCl solution, dilute HCl solution. The bubbles are coming out. Okay, so this indicated that gas is releasing from this solution, which will pass through this delivery tube, into the soap water. Okay, as you can see over here, the white vapors are coming, which means gas is evolving through these bubbles. Okay, through this solution the gas will be evolved and this gas will be passed through the test tube. मतलब उसकी मदद से, डिलीवरी ट्यूब की मदद से पास होता, कहाँ पे जाता, यहाँ पे जाता. क्या है ये? ग्लास टब है. ठीक है. As gas is passing through this delivery tube, what we need to do, we need to take a lighting candle, जिसमें लाइट है उसको इसके करीब लगा जाके रखना. क्या देखिए, क्या ऑब्जर्व, what you have observed over here, the lighting candle has top lighting. Okay, as gas is passing through this delivery tube, the gas will also evolve here, which means the bubbles will also come from this soap tub. Okay, from this glass tub. And when we take a lighting candle to this near to the tub, the lighting can will be stop lighting. Okay, यहाँ पे जो फायर था वो फायर चला गया, which means the gas is coming out of this glass tub. Okay, through the bubbles. So that is our observation. Okay, we have done this. What we have actually observed, colorless and odorless gas will come along with the delivery tube. As I said, from the delivery tube, the colorless, which means the उसको कलर नहीं है वो गैस का, और ना ही odorless, मतलब स्मेल भी नहीं है. ठीक है, the odorless colorless gas is coming through this delivery tube into this tub. Okay, as the gas is coming, the bubbles are forming in the soap water in glass tub. Okay, then these bubbles which is evolving, which means these bubbles containing the gas which is coming from this test tube through the delivery tube. Okay, the gas which is coming, that bubbles will contain that gas. Okay, that gas, what they do, they will be stop burning this candle lighting. So this fire will be stop burning by creating some sort of sound. What is that sound? By creating pop sound. Okay, the gas will be liberated from the test tube, will burn with a pop sound. So this is our observation. Then what you have concluded by these experiments, since the gas is evolved from the test tube, will give pop sound. Okay, near the burning candle, it will give pop sound. It is confirmed to be the hydrogen gas. So इसका मतलब क्या confirmation हो गया? Hydrogen gas is releasing. Okay, by this we have concluded that hydrogen gas is releasing from this soap water. And finally, we came to know that hydrogen gas evolves when an acid reacts with metal. So our conclusion was clear. That is, when acid reacts with metal, hydrogen gas will be released or evolved. Okay. So this is our actual lab activity. Now what you have to, as we all know, HCl is acid. Now we also have to repeat this acid reaction, another acid reaction with the same procedure, with the same steps. These similar steps should be followed by H2SO4 and HNO3, which is also an acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. ये HCl की जगह पे ये दो solutions भी एक डाल के same procedure should be followed. Then what you will conclude? Yes, we will conclude the same which is did over here, because the HCl is acid, H2SO4 is also acid, HNO3 is also acid. So when acid reacts with another metal, then it will be evolved, the hydrogen gas will be evolved. Okay, in the reaction. My point is, instead of HCl, if you take another acid, the H2SO4 acid or HNO3 acid or another acid like acetic acid, if you take any acid, when that acid will react with the metal, it will give H2 gas. Okay, in the similar manner we have activity 3, that is in this also, instead of HCl we have taken here NaOH. Okay, And you may also know what is the NaOH. It is a base. So we seen the reaction of acid with the metal. Now we will see the reaction of base with the metal. Now we will take NaOH, 10 ml of NaOH in a test tube, and we will add some granules of zinc granules. Okay, the pieces of zinc granules we will add, and we will heat it up. Okay, lightly we will warm it up. Okay, the test tube will be warm it up very lightly, and we also need to cover this by a cork, and we need to place a delivery tube from test tube to glass tub. Then what you will observe, same steps should be followed, like lighting candle should be placed near the tub. Then what you will observe, the observation here also similar in case of acid, students. What are the observation? That is, colorless and odorless gas will be come from the test tube along with the delivery tube, and some bubbles will be formed in the tub, and this bubble which is containing the gas which is liberating by this test tube, that will be that will be stop burning the candle by creating the sound pop. Okay, by this we have concluded that in the same manner, base will also create, when it will also react with metal, it will also create some pop sound and will be stop. Okay, which means when base is also reacts with metal, it will also liberate the gas, that is H2 gas only. And we can written in like this, the reaction can be written like this, that is NaOH when reacts with zinc granule, it will give some salt and H2 gas will be liberated. That this salt will be present in test tube, it will give this salt. Okay, which means this NaO will be react with this zinc, and H2 will be released as a gas. That lab activity can be written by this reaction, that is 2NaOH plus zinc ZnO2 plus H2, and this formula is known as sodium zincate. And the previous one which we did by the HCl, which is a acid and it is a base, students, don't forget the difference between acid and bases. Okay, that previous lab activity can be written like this: acid reacts with metal, it will give salt and hydrogen. So that in that acid, what is the acid? Here HCl was the acid. Okay, so when HCl is reacted with zinc, which is the pieces of zinc over here, it will give the salt solution that is over here, and it will also release H2 gas. That can be written like this. Okay, which means this zinc will be react with HCl, and this H2 will be released as a gas. So our conclusion from activity 2 and 3 was, when acid reacts with metal, it will give salt as well as H2 gas will be released, and when as base will react with metal, it will also give salt and HCl gas will release. In both the cases H2 gas is released, HCl no, right? H2 gas will released. So by this we have completed the reaction of acids and bases with metal. Okay, students, your today's homework is draw this diagram. Okay, complete diagram with parts, and you have to also write the reactions, the equation reaction, this both reaction you have to write along with this diagram in your homework notes, which is present in 35 page number. Okay, copy this diagram as well as those two equations in your homework notes and submit in your groups. Okay, thank you, students. Have a nice day.